This is a tough one for me. Super excited for our team and our players. I told our team I love our players at Texas A&M more than as much as I love my children. But you got to understand, 90% of the guys on that team over there I love as much. And this time last year we were going through the same battle. So I'm excited we won. I'm excited we were the team that won. But I'm excited. I'm way more excited just to move on and congratulate TCU on a great season. Big 12 champion, and what a ball game! Just what a ball game. Just when you think our guys are going to give in, they don't. Most resilient team I've ever coached, and just an honor to be in the dugout with them.
Coach, you spent a lot of time with TCU players before joining your team for the fight song. Was there any kind of consistent message you had for those guys tonight?
Yeah, if I had to do over again, I would have handled things a little differently this time last year. I didn't get to meet with the team when I left. I called every player, but the way baseball works, guys scatter off. And so I never really got to do it probably the right way. And so I called every player, but I also wanted those guys to know how much I love them, and that just like I love these guys, that there won't ever be a day that I'm not here to help them in their life. Watch a guy like Tommy Sacco go have the season he's had after what he went through last year. The NCAA rules are, I understand why they are what they are, but they don't allow me to even text the guys happy birthday. And so I don't want them thinking that I'm not thinking about them and pulling for them throughout the course of the season, because I'm not allowed to communicate with them with the transfer portal rules. So I just want them all to know that I love them and wish them the best of luck, and that I care about them.
Dylan or Jack, or both of you, just what was the conversation like in the dugout before that ninth inning started?
Just keep fighting. Never give up. Just keep going. Winning pitches. Just do what we do.
Been in that situation the whole year, nothing changes.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, I guess it was in the ninth inning. Just how satisfying was it after what happened with your at-bat to kind of finish it off with that double and make the most of it?
It was pretty awesome. Just to come through right there and put us up a little bit more. So that was the best part, just help out the team.
Jim, as you go through that ninth inning, you've been on the other side of this so many times. I mean, I know you're dialed into the game, but is there a moment that kind of crosses your mind that you're like, this is kind of awkward, kind of weird?
Yeah, it's weird because, it's Trey Rogers' last college at bat, and that guy, Tommy Sacco. I didn't want Tommy Sacco coming to play. I didn't want Braden Taylor coming to play, because I know those guys are winning players just like these two guys are. And so, if someone's going to win, I want it to be us. There's no doubt about that. And they wanted to win, and they left it all on the field. Obviously, TCU had an opportunity to cash in and never did. Texas A&M. So, the history of these games are exactly this. And but yeah, it was. I'm excited we won. I'm excited we're still playing. I don't want to boo-hoo that whole thing. I'm fired up. There's going to be Aggie baseball this time next weekend.
So what is it about these two programs whenever they meet in the postseason? You've been around them all since 2012.
Yeah. A lot of good players. People get into they want to get into who the coach is, and I didn't have anything to do with us winning, with TCU winning here. Luke and Baker did, and Jared Janczak, and Brian Howard, and just like tonight, had nothing to do with me. It had to do with these guys, and Brad Rudis, and these guys are making big swings. So, but when unfortunately the way college baseball is right now, and maybe this will eventually change, where you get to seed the thing the way it's supposed to be seeded, and not where it's always regional all the time, where it's always the Florida schools playing each other, where it's always the Southern California schools playing each other, but it's changed a little bit. But for now, to go to advance, you're going to have to go through a TCU, a Texas Tech, a Texas A&M, and so it is what it is. And when you have two great programs and really good players that are fighting for their lives and for their careers, that's what the games are probably going to be like.
Jim, when was the league at a point where you were, during the ninth inning, finally comfortable that y'all could win?
I felt good once Brad got the first out. You know, he's such a strike thrower. I felt good about that. As long as he, you know, didn't flip that lineup over and get it back down to Tommy and Braden to give them a chance to get back in one swing. But I can promise you, when we went up by 1 run, and you know, I don't celebrate anything until it's over. Every added on run is just enormous for us.
Coach, in that, I guess the 8th inning, with Will, you know, they get the home run from Tommy, and then you keep them in there, they've got a couple runners on, and he was able to get out of it and just make it a 1-run deficit for you guys. What did you see that, I know you're pretty deep into your bullpen, but to keep
Well, I mean, I felt good. Will actually gets the righties out normally better than the left. I mean, he gets the lefties out too, but he gets the righties out actually better. He just left that ball up to Tommy, and you know, if we had to play another day tomorrow, I was trying to save every single pitch that could possibly be made, and so you know, it worked out. Targash's play to end that inning was a big one. That was a big play, obviously, because that changes the entire complexion of the 9th inning.
Dylan, you hit that home run. Did you have the feeling that there were a couple more punches left in this one? And how do you kind of reset after a big play like that to kind of keep your focus going into those late innings?
You just got to remind yourself, or you got to, as much as you can, just stay as level as possible. As soon as your emotions start to roll, it's hard to get back to centered and be under control of yourself. But no, I definitely didn't think it was over. There was still a lot of baseball to be played, so we just had to go out there and compete, keep going.
Coach, Trevor kind of had a tough weekend, but how big were those last 2 at-bats he had in the 7th and the 8th get you guys going there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is baseball. I mean, these guys are. That's the beauty of having lineup depth, is to think that you're going to have all of them going at one time. That's not realistic, and so the depth of the lineup is awesome, because when one guy isn't having his best day, then you know we can score in any inning. You know, there's a lot of teams where 1 through 5 are going to threaten you, and then 6 through 9 you get to take a break, and the best teams we had at TCU weren't like that, and this is a team that's not like that, especially with the way that Thompson is having, you know, a better season towards the end. But Trevor is one of the most electric players that I've ever coached. I mean, he's as tooled out of a player you ask these guys in terms of run, hit for power, throw, defend, and he's had two big injuries during the season, so he's trying to get into the rhythm of the season at the end of the season.
A couple more.
Coach, you scored all 15 runs in the final 4 innings, but Austin Crobb had some
Wow.
success early on. What was he doing early that made him so successful?
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew once we let him off the hook in the first inning, you know, I know Austin Crowe as well as I know my own son, and I know if you open the door for that guy and he catches a rhythm, I mean, he's gonna fight you. And matter of fact, I pulled Brian Prager over and said, "Hey, you just need to watch this guy. This is what it looks like when he's pounding the strike zone. His arm's a little lower, so he's got life to the fastball. These guys can tell you, and then he's a short little slider that, you know, that can get in on you. And then, you know, he works with great pace. He's a really good athlete. I'm surprised he's still in college. I know he's had some injuries, but he's got a chance to be. There's been a lot of great lefties out of TCU, and certainly, if he stays healthy, he'll be the next one."
Anything else?
Jack, when you catch that last out, I guess, what's going through your mind? Are you more excited that you're moving on to the next round, or you think the guys just relieved that, you know, after a game like that, you don't have to come back here tomorrow, season on the line? Just kind of what's going through your mind there?
Oh, just super grateful for the opportunity to be able to still play. I think that's what it's all about, and I know how hard this team has worked. I know the adversity that everyone on the team has faced, whether it be in the transfer portal or injuries or whatever the case may be. And it was just kind of a moment of, like, I don't know, it was relief, I guess you could say it. But, you know, we still got work to do, and we're not done.
Anything else? Coach, guys, congratulations.